No update. No, just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Caitlin Clark didn't just limp off the
court.
She broke down in tears. And if you think this was just another game, you're dead wrong.
Walks down to the end of the court. You can tell that she's in pain. You can tell that there's something wrong. She goes to the, what's it called, like stanchion or whatever, the thing that holds up the basketball hoop on the other end. She hits her head on it. She is fighting back tears and she walks straight over to the bench. Now, when she goes over to the bench, she starts crying. And I've honestly never seen Caitlin Clark cry on the court except when she lost the national championship game. She keeps it together no matter what is happening. But you could just tell that something happened on that play. And it was either the pain of it. It was either like, here we go again. It was frustration.
What happened against the Connecticut Sun was more than an injury.
It was a
complete failure by her coach, her front office, and the league. You want to know who's really to blame for Caitlin Clark's pain? Let's break it all down, because enough is enough. Let's not pretend this came out of nowhere. We saw the warning signs from day one. Caitlin Clark had a quad injury in preseason, and instead of giving her proper rest, what did they do? Shipped her back to Iowa for an exhibition game.
Why?
PR ticket. Sales hype. It was about headlines, not
health.
Then she re-aggravated it in season. What happened? They sat her for a bit, sure, but as soon as things got tough, boom, she's back out there again. And again. Did anyone stop to ask if she
was ready?
Or did they just see dollar signs and push her back in uniform?
And
now she's got a groin issue. Rain jury after rain jury. Is this the new normal for her career? Because the way the Fever are treating her, it sure
feels like they're fine with that.
Let me ask you, if this was LeBron, Steph, or Luka, would they be forced to play through this? Or would their team actually protect their franchise player? The play looked harmless. Clark made one of her signature dimes, a slick backdoor
dish.
The crowd loved it.
Classic
Caitlin, but then she didn't run back. She froze, clutched her groin, took one step, two, then bent over. You could feel the energy shift immediately.
The
camera panned, and she was holding her hip tight. Her face said everything.
She
tried to tough it out, because that's what she always does.
But then she
walked off, and I mean walked off.
Not
jogged, not subbed out with high fives. Walked, limped straight to the stanchion, head buried. No drama, no flopping, just raw pain. And I don't know about you, but I've never seen Caitlin Clark cry like that ever.
She's
been body checked, thrown to the floor, elbowed in the face, and not once has
she shown emotion like that.
So what does that tell you? You know, what's crazy? This league has thrown everything at her, literally.
Kennedy
Carter's shoulder checked her. Marina Maberry tried to flatten her.
She's
taken hits every game. It's like she's getting jumped in a parking lot.
And
still no tears. She stands up, wipes off. The contact keeps going, but not
tonight.
Tonight was different.
When
Caitlin buried her face in that towel, that wasn't just pain.
It was exhaustion.
Emotional, physical, mental. You could see it. She finally reached her breaking point. And it didn't come from a hit. It came from her own body giving up on her. That should scare everyone in that front office. Because when someone that tough finally lets go, it means they've been pushed too far. And for what? To beat the Sun in July? To sell out another road game?
What's
the cost? You don't run your superstar into the ground before the All-Star break and expect her to stay quiet forever. What do you think Clark was thinking when she was sitting there crying? Do you think she's starting to question everything? And just when you think the night couldn't get any uglier, here come the refs. From the tip, they let Connecticut get away with murder. Hand-checking, grabbing, holding Clark. coming off every screen. And the whistle, nowhere to be found. By the third quarter, she'd had enough. You could see her yelling after every no call. And then, during a review, the camera zooms in and clear as day, she turns to the ref and says, "Grow up. Straight up."
No.
Filter, no fear, just raw frustration. Can you blame her? This isn't new.
She's
Been the target of physical defense since game one. The difference tonight, she couldn't hide the rage anymore.
and
Honestly, I'm glad because someone had.
to say it.
The refs haven't protected her. Her coach hasn't, so she finally said it herself. But let me ask you why. Is she the only one fighting for her own safety? What gets lost in the chaos? Caitlin Clark still showed up.
Before
The injury, she had 14 points, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds, plus 21 in the box score. She orchestrated the offense, ran transitions, set her teammates up. When she was on the floor, the Fever dominated. When she sat, Connecticut closed the gap. Even after all the injuries, even after the bad calls, even after the cold shooting, she kept going. And in that fourth quarter, right before the injury, she snapped.
A.
Mid-range pull-up, a backdoor cut. A. Deep three, free throws, boom, 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 the dagger stretch.
She gave
Indiana the cushion they needed. Then, her body gave out. And that's what hurts the most. She's doing everything just to keep this team afloat. And the moment she breaks, who's there for her? Where's the protection? Where's the accountability? All right, we got to talk about Stephanie White because these rotations, they make zero sense. Clark plays 4 minutes, sits for 5, plays 3, sits for 6. How's she supposed to get into a rhythm? How's her body supposed to stay loose with a soft tissue injury? You ever play ball with tight hips or sore quads, then sit down and try to jump back in cold? It's a disaster.
you cramp.
You tighten up. You risk brain injury. That's exactly what's happening. And on top of that, White pulls her right after she hits a big
Shot.
She benches her during scoring runs. She has Clark and Ari McDonald on the floor together, even when it's clearly not working. What's the game plan here? You'd think they'd treat Caitlin like a franchise player, but she's being rotated like a bench rookie. And now, look, she's paying the price. How long until Clark flat out says, "I'm
Done.
Let's be real. There's no strategy here. There's panic, chaos, desperation. Camp day, play Caitlin, All-Star. Weekend, push her through. The crowds.
Big. Put her in.
Groin still tender.
Oh.
Well, sell those tickets. Every decision feels rushed, reactive. Not one move. Looks like it's made for her long-term
Health.
And what's worse, she's being run all over the country. Events, flights, press. How's she supposed to recover when she's never resting?
She's
Got a quad strain. She's got a groin issue, but she's still suiting up every night like she's 100%. Does the front office even know how to manage a superstar? Or are they just banking on her not saying no?
You already know what,
Stephanie White said after the game.
right?
She felt something in her groin. We'll get it evaluated. Sound familiar? Yeah, it should. They said the exact same thing a few weeks ago when Clark had a quad issue. And guess what happened? She missed 10 days.
The time.
Before that, same story. Day to day. They said. Then she was gone again.
So,
When they hit us with the same line now, how are we supposed to believe it's nothing serious? Let's be real here. Caitlin Clark has been coming back too. Early every single time. And every single time she gets hurt worse at some
point.
That's not bad luck. That's just bad management. This is what happens When you treat injuries like a PR problem instead of a medical one. When your head coach gives robotic answers to avoid heat instead of owning up to what's really going on. The fans
Deserve more.
Caitlyn deserves more. She's not just some player. She's the engine, the draw, the reason people are watching. And if she's not getting honesty, then neither are we. Why is it so hard for them to just tell the truth? Is it really about protecting her or just covering their own mistakes? Because right now, it doesn't feel like they're being careful. It feels like they're being careless. So what do you think? Is Stephanie White being honest with us, or is this just more smoke to cover up another bad decision? Let's not forget, technically Indiana won this
Game.
final score 85-77. On paper it looks solid. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 23
Points.
Natasha Howard dominated the
Paint.
Sophie Cunningham gave quality minutes off the bench. You check the box score, and everything looks good, right? But here's the thing. None of that really matters now. Not one bit. Because the only thing people are going to remember from this game is Caitlin Clark limping off the court in pain, tears running down her face. That image is going to stick with fans a lot longer than the final score. And honestly, it should. A win is nice, but when you're star player, the face of your team, and honestly, the face of the entire WNBA is breaking down physically and emotionally in front of the world, how do you celebrate that? How do you walk into the locker room smiling when your leader is in tears?
Tonight should have been a
Celebration, a confidence booster, heading into the break. Instead, it turned into a massive wake-up call. What's happening behind the scenes in Indiana? Who's calling the shots?
and
Why are they letting this happen? Coaching failure, medical failure, leadership failure. It all came crashing down in one game. So I'll ask the question no one wants to answer.
was
That win really worth it? Because from where I'm sitting, it looked like the cost was way too high. It's really this.
simple.
Sit her down completely. Not for a few minutes. Not on a fake minute restriction. Just sit her. Shut her down.
For a while.
No three-point contest.
No.
All-star game.
No.
We'll see how she feels tomorrow. Enough of the charade. You can't keep throwing her out there like this. She's already fought through a quad injury. Now it's a groin issue. What's next? Are we waiting for an ACL tear, an Achilles rupture? Because if you keep pushing her body like this, it's only a matter of time before something truly serious happens. Let the girl rest. Let her finally heal the right way. And maybe, just maybe, she can return strong for the second half of the season. That's if she hasn't already
Checked out mentally from this.
franchise. Because, honestly, would you blame her if she did? She's being treated more like a product than a person. Like she's just a body to roll out for ticket sales and jersey numbers. But she's more than that. She's your franchise. She's the one who filled arenas, broke viewership records, and brought eyes back to this league.
So,
Here's the question. Do you really believe the Fever are doing what's best for Caitlin Clark? Because the way they're acting, it looks more like they're protecting business, not their player. And if this keeps up, don't be shocked if she eventually says, I'm
done.
Don't be surprised if she walks
Away.
because right now there's no sign they care enough to stop what they're
Doing.